Patrick Mahomes revealed that his wife Brittany first rejected him in high school and was not interested in dating at the time. Patrick then said, "It took a long time. There were a couple of times when I tried to get out of the friend zone and it didn't work." Now, I'm going to go ahead and speak for myself. Not all men, for myself. If I approach a woman and she decides to put me in the friend zone, she's basically saying, "You're not good enough and I want other men. But I would like your attention still, but I don't want your sexual attention. I want sexual attention from other men." Number one, I'm good. I don't want to be your friend at all. I have plenty of friends. Number two, if you as a man then go ahead and cuff this girl, you're a loser. I don't know about y'all, but this is how I see the game. I want to be first round, first pick. Let me show you. If it isn't like this, I don't want it. I want to be first round, first pick. I don't want to be the fourth round. This girl's not going to Shador Sanders me. In conclusion, bro, I get it. You wanted this girl. She thought you were a lame. You got your money up. You got your physique up, your status up, and now she wants you. That's cool. You can hit. But to take her seriously as a wife, this girl saw you like Shador Sanders. She thought you were a fourth or fifth or sixth round pick. Listen, any girl that I put a ring on, she's going to look at me and go, "Yep, that's the first round, first pick. I'm never going to put this guy in the friend zone. I want this guy as my first round, first pick." If she didn't want you in your come up phase, she doesn't deserve you when you're actually up.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
What do you mean?
Right?
Joe.
I do hope he's very proud. I want you.
Welcome, my friends. My name's Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. And I definitely encourage comments on this one. Tonight's video is Oops, She Did It Again. Ayesha Curry is online again talking about her relationship. One of my big red flags, only because I lived it. Not to this degree. Mine was never online, not to that extent. If anything, it was something, say, in between the lines. Well, people could put two and two together. A cryptic post, an ex of mine would put up there. And obviously, who would she be talking about? If she's talking about a relationship thing and she posted. But I gave Ayesha Curry a pass the first time that she was saying something because I felt like she got manipulated by Jada Pinkett Smith.
Have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
Not saying that she wished she had more male attention. Now, the reason why I empathize with what she was saying is because I saw a video of women blatantly throwing themselves at Steph Curry right in front of her. And she just had to take it. I think it was 2 videos. And I know it was on one of the ones that I used in the past, but I'm not going to track down one of those videos. And obviously, she was pissed off by it. And I'm pretty sure they had conversations about it and arguments about it afterward with ways that maybe he should conduct himself. Not only because I went through this with some of the women that I've dated, and maybe they are a little too friendly, and I'm like, come on, lady, chill the fuck out. That type of stuff right there. So I gave her a pass on that one. I thought maybe Jada Pinkett Smith took it and ran. But with this one here, when she went on the GoDaddy podcast,
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married.
and she had this interview with this woman. It would make me think that maybe her and Steph had an argument, something happened, and she decided to fix him once she got a mic in front of her. Because women can be like that. The same way when they post your relationship business online. It could be they're mad at you, so they're going to embarrass you or hurt you in some kind of way. If they don't think it's enough to say hurtful words to you, they will take your business online. I have two creators here that you get the male and the female perspective on this particular thing. And I'm definitely rocking with the male perspective. But Reva TV is usually right. I think she's a little off on this one because she likes Ayesha Curry or she likes their romance or something, but for me, it's glaring yellow and red flags with this. So let's begin.
So you were gonna say like in high school, like on the court, you're like at church, he was the guy.
At church.
Was
River TV. Well, what's up, guys? It's your girl River, and I'm back again with another video. So just when I kind of thought that Ayesha Curry was done embarrassing, humiliating her husband, I was wrong. Okay? And I feel like we should have taken it as a red flag when she was sitting down with Auntie Jada Pinkett Smith at the Red Table Talk the first time.
Have any of that. Like, I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention.
Now, if you guys are unaware of exactly what happened, recently Ayesha Curry actually did an interview in which she talked about a number of things, and one of those things being that she, basically never wanted to be married and didn't want to have kids, wasn't interested in Steph Curry, like all of the above. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys the clip, and then we're going to go ahead and break this whole conversation down.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married.
Now, here's the thing. Her saying that she didn't want kids and that she didn't want to be married or get married, there's nothing inherently wrong with you having the, that standpoint, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with you being a person that feels like maybe it's something that's not for you or something that you don't want to be a part of. But the issue is that, when you are now in a contrary space, anything negative that you have said about your husband or anything that you have said that is kind of like going against the idea or the thought process of marriage is going to put you under a microscope. Because, again, it wasn't too long ago that you were sitting down at the Red Table Talk talking about the fact that, Steph is getting all of this women attention and you wish that you were getting male attention.
Have any of that. Like, I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me? Because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
Now, I of course, when that thing, conversation, I kind of already touched on that, but, just in reiterating, in that situation, right, her being in the background of Steph Curry's life and Steph Curry being, who he is in the NBA, as well as, women being attracted to him. And he basically could have the pick of the litter if he was out here in these streets. And, her feeling like, she kind of wants to measure up to him and get the same kind of male validation and male attention equal to or equivalent to the amount of women attention that he's giving.
Okay, so she's defending her here, or she's showing another side of the conversation. Yet, I have another side of the conversation with Kwame Brown that I didn't know he played with Steph Curry before, or maybe he just happened to be with other players and Steph Curry was there. But he has this incident that happened with Ayesha Curry, and I'll let him tell it.
But she made a comment that made me say something that made the room stop. And I was just like, these girls be in the game or some shit like that. I think I said something like that. Because I just thought it was weird that this one girl was in the room with all of us men and like talking to us like, wow, it's a whole group of women in the other room. Like everybody brought their girls and things like that. And I just remember and then this whole time hearing her talk, she said things like, I want attention from men. I didn't do all this, but this one right here took the cake. She said she wanted attention from men before, and I'm just like, wow, that makes sense because she was the only woman that came in that room that day. And it was like 15 of Stephen Curry's teammates. So why would she come in that room? I just thought that was interesting. And so here it is that now she said something, and this is Brother Dr. BOA channel. She said something that I think is grounds for a divorce. And I know in today's society, nobody else is going to say that, but this is the reason why myself and I think a lot of other men don't want to get married. Because if a woman changes her mind like this, and if I was just dating this woman and I done glowed this woman up like Steph Curry did, Steph Curry has purchased this woman businesses, all kind of, she has, I mean, the name Stephen Curry is so cemented in greatness. And for her to be up here complaining and moaning like he ain't nothing. If this was just a girlfriend, I would have left. I would have packed my bag and I would have left right after I would have saw this. I literally would look. I literally would. I'm the baddest 3-point shooting mother. I'm a Christian man. I've done did everything I can do. I got 4, 5 kids with you. I'm home every night. I ain't got no scandals. I could be out with any woman on a yacht. You've never seen that. I got reach that I can reach Chinese businessmen to Negroes in the hood to listen to Stephen Curry. And you still complaining because it seems like she just wants rappers and athletes that's not Stephen Curry. I think she wants street niggas. If just looking at her, she want to spin the gamut with the street cats. And that's what she's going to do. When and if Steph Curry and children get of age, she's going to be one of those older women that get banged out by YNs. That's just my opinion. May not like my delivery, but that's what I think she's going to do.
Now, that's a scary thought. Could Ayesha Curry do a Larsa Pippen? Now, I have to think she would not go out like that, but hey, who knows? I did not see this full video, this full interview that she had with, and I don't think it was the GoDaddy, but I know part of the podcast name is Daddy. Okay, that this woman hosts and she brings on women to complain about their men or their lives or society with men or something. That's what she does. But I don't know why Ayesha Curry keeps having these types of interviews. And she does space them apart, but yet she still has them. And then I still can't forget that time when she was acting like playfully taking off her ring. Now, I know if Steph Curry did that thing, if that was reversed, women would lose their freaking mind. This was my big thing when I posted that video about that Ukraine woman getting stabbed. So many of us of different races, genders, are hypocritical when it's flipped around. You don't like it when it's done to you. Let's continue with Reva.
But despite everything else of her being married and the fact that you shouldn't need or want any extra attention, and he's just getting it because of his career, it's not like he's asking for it or begging for it. Besides all that, it speaks to a certain level of competition that Ayesha seems to be in with Steph Curry. And if you guys are unaware of the fact, she even talks about the fact that she was like, she had this idea of being like a career woman, a certified boss chick with no husband and no kids.
I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that.
Now, the thing is that, she wanted to be an actress. Okay. And so she really believed that she was going to be the one, that person in the limelight, all the attention on her, all eyes on her, doing her thing.
Can we talk about, so you graduated high school early to move to LA to start your acting career.
Yeah.
Get into her bag, making her money in all different aspects. That was her dream, when she was growing up. There's nothing wrong with that. Once again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, the way in which she now talks about marriage, it's like comical to her that she's not living out what she envisioned for herself and that she took such a turn.
And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
23 years old. Why get married so young?
Why waste time if you found the right one, right?
It's hard to hear this conversation and watch the way in which she is explaining herself or talking about these situations and not have the ideology that you seem like you're in this situation. And obviously, okay, she's been married to him for a long time. They just had another baby, right? And so they're building this family. It would be hard for me to believe that she does not love this man or she does not want to be in a relationship with this man as she's consistently growing and continually growing her family. Right? That would be very, far-fetched.
And Reva, this is where you are wrong. I believe a woman will marry a man because it has been some that have admitted to this. They will go through the full-on marriage and have kids with a man that they don't even love. They don't even have feelings for. A woman that I know that is bisexual told me that the woman that she was with, and she could have been lying, but she was talking to her, she said she never loved her husband. So that right there is false. Now, in the case of Ayesha Curry, I don't know. But that other woman, she had a full-on family with with that man. The scary thing is, I believe there is a segment of women out there. I'm not sure of the percentage, and we cannot tell because they do not tell the truth until they are about to exit out of the relationship and they get on the TikTok or something. But I'll say maybe it's 30%, and I'm being generous. It's 30% of women that will definitely do that. That is 30% too many. And that's also women that's probably attractive, halfway decent, maybe even going to church. I'm not talking about that's really religious and believe what they are reading, but the ones that's just there to maybe get a husband or either to just play a role. Those women exist. And she could be one of them.
But it's almost as if she talks in kind of like a regretful tone. And so in you speaking of that way about your marriage with this man, who, again, could have the pick of the litter, could have a woman who would have no problem putting her career to the side, throwing her career in the garbage, not doing anything else besides, sitting down and being quiet and being his wife, and basically saying that was, so far away from what you wanted, it's going to make people look at Steph Curry and say, dang, bro, you got it hard out here. First your wife was saying that she wants male attention and, she wished that she had men looking at her.
Have any of that. Like, I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention.
Now you have your wife saying, out here that she never wanted to be married. And then, even further into the conversation of the interview, she talks about the fact that she was never even interested in him to begin with.
Did you ever have anything in high school at all, or was it legit just friends?
No, just friends. Just friends. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, like you never saw him as something, but I'm like, when you look back, is there any memory that you're like, maybe there was something or
no? Never.
And me, I'm the type of guy, I pray to God I never get married to a woman that would ever publicly say this, because I'm the type of man, I would have tapped my kids on the head, kissed them on the forehead. I love each and every last one of you. And here's my new address and you can come over anytime. But me and your mama, we done. I can't be around a woman like that. There's no possible way. Knowing that I know what's going to happen to you in the streets, this is the highest value that you're going to get. Knowing what these niggas, the cum that they going to wipe on you, and that's all they going to think of you as, and this is what you want for yourself, who am I to stay in front of you to stop you from getting it? Who am I? I can't reach my best self standing in your way. I can't reach my best self standing in your way. I'm going to get out your way. And you're going to find out whatever it is you're looking for, good or bad. Because the way this woman is speaking, it's inevitable. She's going to do what she set out to do. She said, I never wanted this. Anybody who never wanted something, they don't want. She's only doing this while it's beneficial. I guarantee you, when Stephen Curry is done playing basketball, she is done with Stephen Curry. She is done. And I wouldn't wait. If I'm Stephen Curry, I'm not waiting until my basketball career is over and she can finish being the basketball wife. I'm leaving you right now. Bitch, don't even come over here in the players' locker room no more. Go be a baby mama that's running around here trying to be on Basketball Wives when you don't not a wife no more. And make sure I'll be fighting for my last name. Give me my last name back. You ain't never want this. Give me my last name back and keep whatever your last name you had before that.
And again, I have to talk in this way, in a balanced way, because, is there anything inherently wrong with her saying that she was not, initially attracted to him or did not initially like him when the two of them met when they were, 14, 15 years old? No, there's absolutely nothing inherently wrong with her saying that.
Again, Reva, you are wrong on this. I know women look at this differently because it's never done to you. But imagine you are with a man. And maybe you met him 20 years ago. Maybe you was in the early 20s. Or you were teenagers. And he said, well, I didn't really like her at first because I had to get used to her big lips, or she had a high forehead. I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying in general. Or she was kind of fat at that time. I wasn't really feeling her. But once she lost weight, I was like, yo, that woman. For women to have such a thing of poking their chest out that they have emotional intelligence, this often tells me a lot of women do not care anything of how their man feels, about their feelings at all. Because they will come online or tell their friends casually this type of stuff here. And men, even though we have a problem dealing with and showing emotion, a lot of us do, we will know not to say some bullshit like this in an interview online where millions of people can see. This is egregious even if she said it amongst friends. But I know if she's saying it in interviews, I know she says this also when she is having discussion with her friends. If a man did it, y'all would not like that shit. And that is why there's no understanding on that particular thing. This would be one of those things that if you wasn't feeling your significant other years before, you take that to your grave. You don't say that ever. Or at least just keep that between you and them. Just tell them. Don't tell the whole fucking world. What's that thing about women that they have to tell everybody their shit? But they will not tell on themselves. They won't expose how awful a person they are. They will just put their man down or the people that they are with. But see, they only do this with good dudes. Because if he was dogging her out, if he was a Future, do you hear women coming online saying stuff about Future? I'm pretty sure women talk about him, but is no woman, even Sierra, doesn't have interviews of how awful Future is. Meanwhile, she will have video of her somewhat low-key disrespecting the man that she is with. Y'all only do that to good dudes. Maybe we should stop being good, really.
However, in her conversations, it's very much, I'm the prize. He was so lucky to get with me. I'm me.
But you're going to say, like, in high school, like, on the court, you're like,
No.
at church, he was the guy.
At church.
Was he the basketball guy in high school or no?
Apparently he was, but I genuinely didn't pay attention to that.
And, I wasn't even looking his way, and he couldn't wait to be with somebody like me. And then when you hear his conversations about his idea of marriage and not going out there and, if he could have, whatever woman or whatever, it's just so drastically different.
Married when you're 23 years old. Why get married so young?
Why waste time if you found the right one, right?
My thing is that I just strongly believe that the best thing that you can do is support and represent your husband well. We don't hear nothing negative about Steph Curry. The only negativity that we've ever heard in relation to Steph Curry has to do with his wife. That's the only thing. And I would think that after such, that interview that went the way that it went, that when she had this conversation, she would be kind of like mindful to have the conversation in a certain way so that points can't be misconstrued, so that people don't get the wrong impression. She don't care nothing about that. Okay? She couldn't care less about that. She's like, yeah, and another thing. Also, I ain't even want to marry him. Like, I ain't even want these kids.
But Ayesha Curry, or whatever her name is today's typical disrespectful woman. Not all women. This disrespectful type of woman like this will get everything they say they want in a man. I want a nice guy, don't cheat on me, faithful to me, this and that. And they'll get all of that. And they'll come up with something to move the goalposts. Oh, this is boring. Oh, really? What did you thought it was going to be? I forgot. You're looking at Instagram, you're looking at TikTok, and you're looking at Twitter so much, watching everybody else's win and flashy moments, that now everybody is living life like a picture. They're living life through snapshots that they see on IG and TikTok. So we're already in metaverse. So now your wife has looked at somebody that she's admired, snapshot. So now she's waiting to get her snapshot. So she's coming to you all week. Baby, are you going to work? Because I want to go to Brazil. I like this restaurant. I want to go see in Brazil. All because she got this imagery on Instagram already through somebody she like or she follow. Okay, then Steph Curry, this is your fault. I don't blame her at all no more. She showed you what your value to her was when you had nothing, Steph Curry. You couldn't get the girl when you had nothing. You're going to wait and get the girl when you have it all. But that'll help you get the girl, but it's not going to help you keep the girl. So I don't know what you saw in this girl that made you love her so much to where now you have a woman that never wanted you. You have a woman that never wanted kids with you. You have a woman that is saying openly that you guys never had nothing prior to you becoming who you became. Because your name wasn't ringing bells until you got to college and did what you did at Davidson. Then now everybody that wants you, and this is the age-old thing, a woman always want a man that everybody wants. Even though she really don't even want Steph Curry, The fact that every other woman probably was looking at Steph Curry like, whoa, this guy is a big deal. And she probably was looking at him like, what? She probably only got him because she knew she can control him. Like, what? This is not a big deal. This is my friend. This is Egghead. Like, this guy y'all talking about? You should never marry a woman that look at you like that, Steph Curry. You royally up, and you married this woman with no prenup, and you said you married her in the eyes of God, but this woman is going to become your quote unquote, well, not your God, but she is going to take half of everything that you've built. And what's going to happen is she's going to become bitter with you because, and you might as well do it now while you're young, Steph, and you got more earning potential, because it's going to happen. Just listening to this woman is going to happen. Trust me. But it's going to happen. And so when it happens, it's going to hurt. So you might as well enjoy that hurt now while you have earning potential. Don't enjoy that hurt when you're done playing and it just flashed across the screen that you just lost a couple $100 million and a couple properties and all this stuff, and you're not Steph Curry anymore and you're not playing. While you might want to go through that now, just saying. I ain't telling you what to do. But listening to your wife, she's already made it up in her mind. And you already made the first mistake by trying to love up on a woman that didn't love you. She's attracted to what you can do for her and the position that you put her in. And now, unfortunately for you, Steph Curry, she doesn't even need you anymore. She's entitled to half of your money. She's entitled to half of your properties. She has 4 of your children. So she's going to play keep away with those kids, and she's going to be able to get monthly stipends from you for that. KB, chill. I mean, I would say this to Steph Curry's face. I talk like this all the time. This is nothing. This is just the facts of reality. It happens to us all. If you date a chick that don't like you, it's not about how you score on a basketball court. So many people get missed. She's not caught up in that. And the moment his accolades of shooting threes run out, because he's going to be home with her 24/7 at some point. And it's not going to be about him hitting threes and all that. The cheers are going to stop. They used to cheer for his daddy. And look how his mama did his daddy. So if that ain't proof positive, his mama used to cheer for his daddy. And look how his mama did his daddy. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is why people don't want to get married. Because now you can marry a woman that changed her mind, and that's cool. If we dating and you change your mind, hasta la vista, baby, picture me rolling. But then we get married, and now you done wore my last name, and you out here hoeing again. You out here in the streets. Like, that's a stain on a man. And sometimes the only stain some of these men got is ever hooking up with a no good woman. And I don't want my name tainted by no broad that don't know how to conduct herself like a lady. I don't. And I'm not disrespecting anyone, but a marriage is a coveted thing. And even after a woman was married before, she should still have a level of standards. And a lot of today's women, some women of today, they have no standards. It's like marriage is a prison. And as soon as they get out of marriage, they like a dog that got out, a female dog that got out of the yard, and anybody can get a turn. And no, that ain't cool. That's somebody's wife getting that type of treatment. This woman, Larissa Pippen, taken away from a legend like that. If you're going to do all that, get that man his name back and you can be Larissa Hope. You know what I mean? Men got to start having standards, and they got to be laws and things put in place to where men can be men. How in the hell could we be confident and be men? Y'all keep claiming y'all want us to be men when every law and every rule is to make sure we are kidding. Because if a man knew that his wife was going to change up, like some of these men say their wife change up, and a man could just take his money because this woman done broke this contract that y'all made together, and a man could just take his money and take care of his kids and get the hell on, and that woman don't get half of his stuff, guess what? I guarantee you she'll straighten up and act right. But because the laws make a woman be able to tell a man, I don't give a fuck what you do. Ain't nobody going to want his ass anyway. When I'm done with him, I'm going to get my half. So she can get fat, she can get hard healed, she can get rusty toenail, she can stop competing because she got you through finances. So how can I stay competitive as a man if the woman next to me don't even got to be competitive because the law says she's not my wife, so she's entitled to my. I don't want nothing around me that don't compete to stay around me. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't get that. I don't want nothing around me that don't compete to be around me. I'm competing to be around you. I understand life is a competition. If I slip up, this other nigga gonna take the trash to the end of that curve. I get that. So I'm down here doing these push-ups. I'm down here making sure this hand show. I'm down here getting this money so I can make sure I can compete. But you want to lay next to me and not compete? I don't think we thinking the same then, baby. I'm not looking for a mama. I'm not looking to be no prisoner. And I'm not looking for none of that. So you can say I'm scared to commit. I'm just not with that shit.
And neither am I, Kwame Brown. Broham. He was dropping dimes and bombs there. So I just let him talk. And that is the conundrum of why I think a lot of men should not get married. Now, do I think in all cases marriage is bad? No, because not all women is horrible. But I do think most of them are. And even the ones that could be better, they have no incentive to be better because there's no law to make them be good. This is the thing that I figured out with dealing with women. The more leverage that they get, the more they start showing their ass. Yes, that goes for men too, but it's certain safeguards that are in check to keep men from getting too overpowered, unless if they have a lot of money. But with a lot of men that's raised by their moms, they are indoctrinated to put women on the pedestal and to be that man that their mom wished they had now. Not when they was younger, but what they want now. So a lot of men that are gentlemen are playing off of that particular thing there. Meanwhile, as I said in some videos, women are not taught how to treat men. Only now they are maybe starting to talk about some nationalities of women, I'll say white women in particular. I believe they are taught how to seal the deal, how to get married. But once they get to the finish line, unless if they are a good person or a real religious person, those are the only or the most powerful thing that I think is that you are her number one choice. That she is all she sees is you. And the only time sometimes I think women get this is if they have some type of attachment issue. Maybe daddy issues, but they have an attachment thing that they're scared to lose you. That is the only way I think women can treat their man good. Is either if they are a really good woman, can't really count on that because depending on who they surround themselves with, they could change. They are real religious. I think that's a good way too, but they can't be playing religion. They have to be really into the doctrine, reading the Quran, the Bible, going to mass, quoting the Bible. If they're like that, maybe they now I have to preference this. They can't be someone that goes to church every once in a while and they behave like a demon through the week and then they repent on Sunday. I'm not talking about those right there. Or you are her number one choice, the apple of her eye, and she'll do anything for you. Now, the one thing that I'll say, which will confuse me with some women that I was with, especially the ex-wife. I know in an area there in our relationship, before we got married, when she finally got over her number one choice, and she was ride or die for me for a period of time, at least I think a 3-year period of time. And I know that she gave me certain looks, and she definitely had my back. So a woman can get there, but will she stay there? And sometimes, yes, a man can do things to sour her. But I also think a lot of women are influenced, especially if they like partying, they like going out, or the friends that they are with. So with the things that I know now, I really am leaning toward going out of the country. Okay, and I have to do a video of how they changed the law here that the women can't just cut up once they come here and they get married to you. Now, I'm pretty sure it's still workarounds with that, but that's a separate video. But that's all I wanted to say. I know this was somewhat a long one, and I was going to let it be a short one, but I want to hear the woman's perspective with Reva. And she played it perfectly, because I know she usually does go hard at women, but she didn't do it this time. I think because she probably likes those two together. And I did too, but she keep crossing that boundary. And I think pretty much once Steph Curry retires, those two will split up. It's only a matter of time that she will pull the trigger. And probably maybe once she has found a guy that's interested in her that she really wants, or either a guy that she really wants that's going to mess with her, I think. That's when she'll probably do it. Because that last interview, I didn't see no love right there. And unless if things was being cut out, I didn't hear no praises about her husband. So why the fuck did she marry him? Give me a like and subscribe, and have a good night.
All women say this. I want to marry you, I want to marry you. Wait till you're in an argument with them and read their messages and go, this is why I will never marry you. I read their messages and they don't realize that they've ruined their chance forever. I cannot marry you because of how you talk. A wife doesn't do this. I've told you to be quiet 3 times.
Well, you
and
do
here
say
you
it.
are. Women don't want to be wives. They want to just get married.